UFC 313 is taking place tonight in Vegas. It's Alex Pereira, the UFC undisputed light heavyweight champion, taking on Magomed Ankalaev, who is unbeaten in his last 13 fights. The co-main event, Justin the Highlight Gaethje, is taking on Rafael Fiziev for the second time in his career. This is a great card, especially a great first two fights, and let's get right into it and start with the main event. Alex Pereira, the always dominating, the ferocious striker, and this guy shows up and shows out each and every time he is in the octagon. He is that special of a fighter. He, in his UFC career, he's 9-1 with 8 knockouts, and in his 5 title fights, he's 4-1, and all of his title wins so far are by knockout. This guy just brings it every time he's in the octagon. If he can successfully defend his title tonight at UFC 313, he would surpass Jon Jones, who currently holds the modern record for 4 title defenses in the light heavyweight division in 364 days. And Alex Pereira, if he does this tonight, he would break that, as he's only a little over 11 months from when he started, and this would be his 4th title defense in under a year's time. It's just special what he's doing. Special doesn't do this guy justice. Every time he's in the octagon, he shows out, and he is on DraftKings Sportsbook. He's only a -120. He was even a +140 a couple months ago in January. Magomed Ankalaev is the underdog at +100, and although Ankalaev is a very talented striker, is talented on the ground, I just don't think anything he does is that special and special enough to beat a guy like Alex Pereira, because Alex, although he struggled in his last fight against Khalil Roundtree, he figured out a way to get the job done. He figured out a way to not only win, but get another knockout victory, and Alex, at 37 years old, is in the prime of his career, is the biggest star in the UFC. And if he can beat Magomed Ankalaev, he is no doubt the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. There's no one as active as him. There's no one that has done what he has done for this sport in such a short period of time. And in this matchup, I just think Alex is too big. He's 4 inches. He has a 4-inch reach advantage. He's an inch taller. I think he's going to use his range, and he has a 70% takedown defense, and I think that's the biggest area people forget. Alex isn't horrible on the ground. Alex is a black belt on the ground, and he trains with Glover Teixeira, a great fighter and a mentor for Alex, and I think that has helped him a lot. And I think people are going to be surprised with him stopping Ankalaev's takedowns. And Ankalaev, even on his own right, has shown a willingness to strike with opponents more often recently. So I favor Alex in this fight. I think it's great value to get him at -120 on the money line, and I think there's a chance he can continue his knockout streak and get that knockout victory later in this fight. But the co-main event, as I mentioned, the highlight, Justin Gaethje, is +136. Rafael Fiziev is -162. But Fiziev has lost 2 straight fights, lost his last fight against Gamrot, and he hasn't fought in 18 months, a year and a half time. And Gaethje, in his own right, is coming off of a huge knockout loss to Max Holloway at UFC 300. But I just think Gaethje is getting up there in age, and I think at 36 years old for Gaethje, I really think this is a do-or-die situation. Although he's won 2 of his last 3 fights, the only thing people remember at this point in time is him getting knocked out in the last second of UFC 300 against Max Holloway in brutal fashion. And I think Gaethje is just, his nickname's the highlight for a reason. Every time he's out there, he is exciting. And the fight against Fiziev was close. It was a split decision. Gaethje outlanded him by only 6 significant strikes. And I think Gaethje needs to be more aggressive in this fight. And I think both fighters, I respect both fighters for taking this fight on short notice, and I think both guys are going to be more aggressive to get a finish because this lightweight division is in flux. You have Ilya moving up. You have Islam on the top as the king right now. You have guys like Oliveira, like Arman, kind of reaching and trying to get a title shot. So I think if these guys want to put themselves in that top tier, I think they really need a special performance, and I really think we're going to see a knockout here. But to me, the safe play, to get Justin Gaethje at plus 136 as an underdog, Justin Gaethje as an underdog against Rafael Fiziev, who he beat. I know Fiziev is younger. That fight was a couple years ago, and Fiziev needs this. But Fiziev hasn't been active. He's coming off of an injury, and I think that's going to be the difference. Justin Gaethje has looked good in training, and I think he's going to get the victory here. I think he's going to upset Rafael Fiziev in this one. These top two fights on this UFC 313 card are just unbelievable. The main card also features King Greed and also Mauricio Rufy, Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Batamundez. So some other great fights. This UFC 313 card should be amazing tonight in Vegas. It's Alex Pereira. It's Magomed Ankalaev. Can Alex Pereira stay on top of the light heavyweight division, or can Ankalaev dethrone the unstoppable king?